What's going on, YouTube? This is your host for the post-game show, Mr. Micro Mike, and today we're going to talk about what just occurred at Ford Field, where the Lions defeated the New York Giants. With me, we have the man who has not seen in some time. What's up, though? Positively Detroit 9071.
Feeling good. I'm feeling good.
Absolutely. And of course, we got the great one himself, the field general, the man that leads the DSA to victory. What's going on, Luke G?
Man, what up, though, man? We're going to have us a little bit of fun with this show.
Absolutely. Let me go ahead and get roll call. So what up, though? Crystal Subject, Gerald 313, Jeff Terry, Scott Mack, John Jones, Zoom, Ghost Gunner, Melamo. I haven't seen you in a little bit, man. What's going on? I see we got 42 in the chat. Let's get those likes up to 42 right now as we talk about this game. What up, though, Jay Schultz and CA3? So, Luke G, thoughts initially over the victory? Go ahead.
Man, I mean, listen, a win is a win in the NFL. Don't get me wrong. But we beat the Giants. It's the Giants. And I'm not pleased at what I saw in a victory over the Giants. I thought that this was a sloppy game that had it been any other team but the Giants, we're not having a victory here. And so for me, my initial reaction is we got a lot of work to do starting with the coaching. I hope y'all played the how many times you can drink when they run a dive, because half of y'all should be drunk by now. Seriously.
Absolutely, man.
It's like outside runs don't exist, man. And it is so stressful. It's so stressful because you know that they're going to just run it up the middle. And, Tracy Walker got hurt this game. To the people who said the Shanahan being back wouldn't make a difference, oh, yes, it did. We had more people in rotation, and it allowed for the defensive line to be fresher. And you can kind of see them play a little bit different in terms of getting closer to the quarterback. But again, it's the Giants.
Facts. Positively, what's your initial thoughts on this game?
I agree with Luke to an extent, but I mean, yes, a win is a win. In all honesty, I'm not super satisfied, but we got to start somewhere. This is a good starting point. I never felt the game was really in doubt. I got a little nervous at the end because, as we all know, if there's any team in the NFL that anything can go horribly wrong to, it's the Lions. But we had the football gods on our side today, and we got to win. And it's a good starting point. But we got much to improve on still. But this is a good start to get back on track.
Absolutely. There's a couple initial things I really want to talk about in Hall. Man, that guy is really good when it comes to the deep threat. I know he was known for not catching the balls, but man, he's doing well with the Detroit Lions. I think he's a really good complement to be a number 4 for us. With him added to the wide receiver core, it's really given us a different dimension that we haven't had in a couple of years when it comes to the deep pass. I think Hall is really turning out to be a really good player for the Detroit Lions, and I like it. I absolutely like it. We do have a real issue with the running game. It is not fixed. We finally decided to go outside, and long and behold, it actually gained yards.
What?
So, I know.
You mean to tell me actually running something opposite than up the middle actually can have positive responses? I didn't know this. Who knew?
Oh, I know. That flea flicker was an awesome play. I gotta say that was an amazing play. Not only was it a flea flicker, the running back went to the right, turned around and threw it backwards. I thought that was just an amazing play right there. You got to give credit to Darrell Bevell for that. But there's a lot of issues that I've seen with this game. A lot when it comes to this defense. This defense is getting lit up. What is going on, Luke, with this defense?
Well, I told you, man. What you starting to see is lack of depth. When you talk about the D line having a lack of depth, that's causing a problem. You got and the biggest these are the biggest things that I took from what's wrong with this defense. The depth there is not what we think it should be. For some reason, they don't believe in wrapping up when you tackle. I mean, if I see one more body tackle, I'm going to body slam a Detroit Lions player. It's ridiculous that they don't understand that wrapping up is the best way to do it. You can't even begin to have the second person punch at the ball if you're just going to throw your body into them. It's like they're not picking their best thing. So tackling is another issue. And then the defensive play calling. They finally revved up the blitzes this game, but they didn't look anything special. There was nothing elaborate. For all the people who can't stand Jared Davis, he was the most efficient blitzer we got. Unfortunately, and it's just we have to be able to be better overall there. Also, the injuries are starting to catch up to us. So, we don't have the depth. The injuries are catching up to us. We're not tackling appropriately. And for some reason, there's been loss of communication when it comes to gap assignments. I still saw a lot of plays where Saquon is running. I'm like, just keep your gap. He doesn't get that. So we got to start there. We fixed those problems, and I think that we are onto a better position. And I think that this is a difference. But I'm disappointed with this game because it really shouldn't have been this close. Under no moon, no sun, no planet, no universe, it shouldn't have been this close.
Melamo just dropped a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. He says, Chiefs beat the Packers tonight, and we are one game behind from those clowns. Hashtag go Chiefs. Absolutely, man.
Yeah, I'm rooting
Hashtag
on
go
them.
Chiefs. And also the Chicago Bears lost to the Chargers. That was a shocker. Unbelievable. They missed the kick there, and they take the L. So I believe the Detroit Lions is no longer in the basement of the NFC North. So that's on a positive note. Positively, what's going on with this defense? What do you see that's taking place that's making it not work right now?
It's just all types of things. But one thing that I think needs to be talked about is this isn't necessarily for the defense. This is for the team as a whole. The penalties need to freaking stop, dude. Like,
preach.
The penalties, I'm pretty much going off on a tangent right now. But they have to stop. Like, it kills our drive. It sustains the other team's drive. Like, they have to clean up these penalties. Like, Coleman had a pass interference. I mean, that one pass interference he got called for at the end of the game. Sometimes they call it, sometimes they don't. In all honesty, I don't remember who it was when on the fourth down play earlier, before that, we might have gotten away with the pass interference. So, like, honestly, penalties, like, I would say penalties are a big part of penalties are part of it. And just, the run, gap discipline's just not there. And, that's kind of my thoughts on it. Like, the penalties, though, they just have to stop.
Yeah, the penalties have been bad. They have been bad. I mean, and I think you're talking about that play where it was 4th and 8, and we get them off the field, and they called a holding on Justin Coleman. And then go back another one. We pick up a first down and got another penalty that killed that drive. So the penalties are definitely killing us, and we got to fix that and fix it big time because we are struggling when we get penalties called against us. It's extending drives. It got them a few touchdowns because of it, and then some. So we got to be better with that part of it. And I can't even say we're going to be better, to be honest with you, because this team, it's a Giants. If they don't miss a extra point, the game was tied. And then that forced them to go for 2. They missed that. Thank God for that. We missed the field goal. But we taking field goals from 50-something yards out. Why? Penalties. That's why.
Look, a good coached team would have much less penalties than what is taking place currently with the Lions. The penalties has been plagued this team so far this year. Big league. It's been happening a lot. Now, with that play, when it comes to Mike Ford, it was that 4th down in the end zone, and they picked the flag up. The reason they picked that flag up, because he turned his head. If he wouldn't have turned his head, that definitely would have been a flag. But thankfully, he decided to turn his head. And, it's really important that these guys square this thing up. It's very important. It's going to continue to plague us throughout the year if we don't, and we'll keep games close when they should not be. Don Burr says pass rush is the number one problem. Got to get a rusher. Man, we need to get pass rush. To see quarterbacks just sit back there as long as they have, it is frustrating. I am very happy they decided to blitz a little bit more this game, but it's still frustrating that we cannot get the front four to get any sort of pass rush against quarterbacks, and they're going to eat us alive if this continues to occur.
Yeah, I think today was the first sack of Trey Flowers' Lions career.
He knocked the ball out of the quarterback's hand.
I'm just saying, what week we in, and he just not getting his first sack? And
that's his second sack. He got credited for the touch sack, which was kind of a cheap sack.
Oh man! Listen, the sack that I'm talking about is the one where he actually used a good pass rush move with the push, pull, and rip. I thought, oh, here we go.
No, I know what you're talking about, but I think he had a sack before that too. I don't remember.
Okay.
I think that gives him 3 sacks on the year, to my count.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like, man, the dude be MIA, man, on so many levels.
Getting some Robo Luke going on here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that better?
Yeah, a little bit better, man.
Yeah, if it happens again, let me know. I can switch to the switch back to the computer. But yeah, I think what we're starting to see is that this team is just, man, we couldn't put away the Giants, man. That's rough for me. I mean, of all the teams that should have been put away, this team should have been put away. The freaking Cardinals should have been put away. We're just not putting away teams. And I mean, everybody who watched this game, I know they were sitting there looking like, here we go again with this one. Like what happened with the first quarter team versus the second and third quarter team? What's wrong? Where are these people switching from? And I know what the problem is. It's dives. More dives. Dive it up the middle again. Give me another dive. How about a dive? And even after the one run that they went outside on and got yards on, you know, they come right back next play, dive. Then they had 2 other plays where the running back himself just went outside, holding. It's frustrating.
Interestingly enough, I was actually on the dive team in high school, but unfortunately, there's more dives in this game than I was on the team.
It appears that way, don't it? It appears.
Folks, there is 83 in the chat right now. Please get those likes up. I see we got 33 up and 1 down. Let's get those likes up and continue to bring our content out there through YouTube and, man, bring the DSA to that next level. Seth Brown has a good question here, even though it's really a statement. The Lions need a running back. Man, what's going on with this running game positively?
I really don't even think it's that much of a running back issue than it is just a scheme and an offensive line issue. On all honesty, like Perrion was struggling to run behind this whole offensive line, and so has everyone else been struggling. And again, also the scheme part where we just keep running up the middle, and we're just not getting the job done running up the middle. Like we got to make adjustments to the running game. Like the whole scheme needs to just adjust something. Like I remember Bell saying we're going to build this around our players. Well, you're not. You got to build around this running game around the players you got, and you haven't done that yet. So you got to start ASAP. We're running out of time right now, Bevel. So figure something out. Like run to the outside, run an end around, or just get clever. Just do anything. I don't know.
Right. It seems like there's no creativity, and I love that you brought up Bevel because we're gonna have to just start, calling and talking about it, man. Darrell Bevel's offense has been vanilla. In other words, and I'm not even talking about like vanilla with vanilla bean. I'm talking about just straight cream for the ice cream, nothing special. And he in his ability, and when he do call a good play, it's like, wow, that was a good play. Why can't we get more of that? Where's those plays at? So for me, I get what you said. He said he was going to build this team around his talent. Well, what is that? What are you doing? Because this whole run up the middle again, run it up the middle some more. Guess what I'm going to do on this play? I'm going up the middle. I mean, what is that? You know, why are we not using our tight ends? I saw we got a Thomas Logan sighting today. Where was Jesse James? You know, why are we not utilizing these talent the way we should be? And when you look at this team as a whole, it's scheme. It's not even ain't got nothing to do with the running backs. It's scheme. Mike will tell you. We was talking when the game was going on, and he's like, "Hey man, this Carson dude." I said, "Don't worry about it. Give it a little bit of time. We got to keep it in perspective. It's the Giants." Well, after a few touches, they went to the other running back, and I'm like, so I guess we've done with Carson. Like, why can't it just be a cohesive balance between this running back come in, we do this running back come in, we do that? It's almost like they put them on a snap count. You get first quarter, you get second quarter, you get third, and this running back gets fourth. I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of the play calling. I'm sick of it being so weak. And then it's like they saving the best for last. And I don't understand why. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get those likes up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and push that thing to the max. We want to be as close to 100% as possible. So make sure you give Mr. Micro Mike some love and the DSA some love and give a thumbs up. And if you have already hit that like button, give me a thumbs up in the chat. Let us know you're still with us.
I'm actually agreeing with JMO and Melamo. I believe the vanilla is more the running game, but I feel like the passing game has been electric. The passing game is really exciting for me. We're seeing a lot of trick plays. We're seeing a lot of plays going downfield past 20 yards. We're seeing the flea flickers. I like what they're doing with the passing game, but I'm disliking what they're doing with the running game. A lot of runs down the middle. We got speed guys, Ty Johnson. We got Agnew back there. Let's get these guys on the edges. Let's do some jet sweeps. Let's get some more technical plays that's a little difficult for defenders to simply just attack the middle. So I feel like that's what's hurting us right now when it comes to those run plays.
Yeah, but I feel like the passing game has been just as vanilla in my opinion. I mean, you really just called all their best play that they called the whole season when you named them, and that was it.
I like what they're doing, though. I really do. They're last year and years past, we've seen a lot of 8-yard, 10-yard passes. This year, they're not scared to go down range. This is what I want to see. We got burners. We got Hill back there. We got guys that can get down range quick. Let's go ahead and exploit defenses with these fast, speedy receivers who, by the way, are catching the ball. And let's get in there. Let's get technical. I love it, what they're doing the passing game, but it doesn't help the passing game when your running game is just god awful. And I think that's what's taking place here. Is you're running it down the middle and you're leaving with the 3rd and 8. Well, they know there's going to be passes for past 10 yards or 20. If we could get a running game, you're going to see more, even the offense when it comes to the passing game light up even more.
I mean, I hear you, but I just look at it like this, Mike. I mean, I could be wrong. And PD, tell me if you think I'm crazy about this. Tell me if you think if I'm crazy about this. Wasn't we supposed to be getting away from everything being put on the quarterback, aka Matthew Stafford?
Yes, that is the problem. Like, dude, like Stafford can't carry the team. We've tried Stafford carrying the team for 10 years now. It doesn't work. Like Stafford can carry his team in certain situations, but against the good teams, that just doesn't work for him to just have to put the whole team on his back.
And it is not just Stafford. It's any quarterback. I don't care who it is. The Aaron Rodgers, the Tom Brady. It's any quarterback. When you are so one-dimensional, and this is one of the things that I looked at with today's game, I said, hey, if we could find a way to simply get up on teams and force them to become one-dimensional, it makes their day harder. Well, the Lions finally got up on the Giants, finally, and the crowd got into it. It made their day harder because guess what? All they can do was pass. And then a few of the passes that they had, what we do? Body tackle. Like, it's just the little thing. We were supposed to be getting away from it being all on Stafford. Because I can tell you this right now. If Stafford decides at the end of the season it's been a good run, We SOL, and I'm not talking same old Lions.
Oh, I know.
Okay. So we have to be able to be for real about this. That's why I'm not so quick to give a little praise for the offensive passing game, because it's like we putting it off on the quarterback again. And Stafford today was meh. He missed a wide open running back that should have been an easy walk-in touchdown. But he also made some good passes that you go, wow, what a good pass. You know,
Sure.
and even the one deep pass to Hall, yes, Hall had to slow down to catch it. You want to make sure you can throw it in stride, but still, it can't just be all on the quarterback if we're going to be able to have success and start running the table.
Oh no, that's 100% true. Like we got to get this running game going. Well, you know what I will give Bevel credit for is they're trying. They're not abandoning it. They're trying. Like I can't fault them for trying, but it's just not working. I mean, that's huge. That's at least a step in the right direction that they're trying to get a ground game established. Is it working? Not yet. Will it? I don't know. But I mean, you just got to make adjustments to your scheme, Bevel. But this is a micro complaint. The play action pass.
What I do?
Sorry. Yeah, funny pun. That was an unintended, no pun intended. No, but the play action game, the play action pass game in particular feels extremely one-dimensional. It's all play action deep passes. There's no play action flat, no play action.
Talk to him.
It feels like it's all play action deep. Like they need to get a little more diverse with there's certain. I mean, I like what Bevel's done. In all honesty, I think Bevel's done an overall pretty decent job coming here. The running game has been disappointing, but overall, I would give Bevel a lot. I think Bevel's done a very solid job. But there's certain aspects of the passing game that are like the play action passing game is extremely one-dimensional, I think. Like play action deep pass, like they need to add a little more play action flat or play action intermediate into there, I feel. But
yeah, and I agree with you. Some of the routes that they was calling, I was like, why y'all doing him like this? That line can't hold up for too long. They was calling play action on stuff that really, for all practical purposes, you don't want play action on. You just don't. And what do? It's a play action deep. And I'm with you. Where the mid-range plays and the plays where you should be able to see that, hey, we're going to get you on all levels. We're not hitting on those. And for some reason, I know everybody can't get the ball, but I mean, come on, man. When are we going to start to utilize our weapons more? Just period.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I guess that's the one complaint. Like, we're making players like in the passing game. Like you want to make the defense defend all parts of the field, and I feel like we're only making them defend the deep pass. Like you got to make them defend all parts of the field, not just deep pass. I mean, I love the deep passes. Don't get me wrong. Like this is the Stafford. I mean. Yeah, he had a mad game. I agree. Like, I thought he played solid though. I mean, the Marvin Hall catch. I mean, yeah, he had to slow down, but you want to also be safe with the ball at the same time. Like, make sure it gets there. But like, just make the defense defend all parts of the field because past 20 yards, there's more than past 20 yards. You got to get the flats, get the intermediate, get all parts of the field working.
Now, Marcus Willis makes a good point. We used Amendola quite well today. Amendola had a great game, man. He was getting fed the ball. If you've noticed now throughout each game, it seems like there's a wide receiver that gets featured who tends to get most of the balls. Last week it was Marvin Jones. This week is Danny Amendola, and he did great, man. He was catching everything, getting the first downs, doing what he could to keep the drive alive. I think Danny Amendola has done quite well with his role today. And to me, if you're going to give a game ball to somebody, I think he's in the running for the game ball for today.
Yeah, I mean, to me, if I had to give a game ball out today, I was going to give it to Kenny Galladay until he fumbled. Then I went back to when he dropped the pass in the Bears game on Thanksgiving last year, and I said, I'm sick of this. But to me, if I had to give a game ball out today, and I know people going to think I'm crazy, but it's Jared Davis. I just thought that his blitzing was a huge difference maker. Even when he didn't even make the tackle, the quarterback had to come off his spot and try to throw the ball on the run and figure it out. And on the offensive side of the ball, I'm gonna just give it to Matthew Stafford. You had to just give it to him because he was able to get some things done, knowing that we were gonna run a dive. And when you know that you're gonna run a dive, and they know it, you're going to have to make some good passes. And he did. So, but Jerry Davis on defense to me, man, them blitzes was huge.
Oh yeah,
that was huge.
Like I remember a specific play. Like he just, I think it was Barkley on the block. He just bulldozed him. He just
blew him up
back and got right in Danton Jones's face. So.
And he did it a few times. He did it a few times where he blew it. And if you was in the Discord, you would have saw in the Discord where I said, how strong is Jared Davis to body slam Saquon Barkley with a guy on him? Like he picked them both up and body slammed. I'm like, did anybody witness that? Or is it just me?
Oh no, Davis was getting after it for sure.
Folks, we have 101 watching right now with 54 thumbs up, 2 thumbs down. Let's get those likes up. And I would love to get past 100 today. I think that would be great for the show. Yeah, I think Jared Davis did well. I love seeing the blitzes, finally seeing a little more aggression from the defense. We haven't seen that in a while. However, the defense really got exposed. They played fairly bad, in my opinion. Fairly bad. Unfortunately, there's injuries, and we made a trade. So when you're losing starters like Slay did not play, as well as Tracy Walker got injured, it is what it is. We pulled out the W, and that's great, but it is still a cause for concern. I do believe Matthew Stafford had a really good game. 3 touchdowns. I think it was 345 yards, something around there, and 1 interception. That interception was bad in the beginning.
Oh, that was horrible.
The game. That was one. I don't know what happened there.
Hey, let me defend it. Like that's Stafford. He's gonna make he makes dumb throws from time to time. That's our quarterback. I just live with it at this point. Like the good far outweighs the bad, and the bad can be a bit ugly, as we saw with that first interception. But that's his game, man. That's Stafford's game.
JT Sports says Snacks Harrison is player of the game.
It's the Giants. I'm not trying to be funny. It's the Giants, but I will say this: he looked much better when they were able to rotate those guys in. There was a few plays where Hand came in at D tackle, got good push, but guess what? It allowed for Snacks to come out and get a breath. So, but it's the Giants. I don't know if I'm ready to give it to Snacks just yet.
Yeah, look, Snacks is, I think, Hand in the game, it did help out the defensive line, and it was really nice to see. Obviously, a little bit rusty. He didn't get all the snaps in the world, but finally we're seeing that young, talented defensive lineman help out the rest of this line. If we still need pass rush, though. I could care less about anything else. We need pass rush. Hopefully they make a trade before the deadline. Because, again, seeing a quarterback just sit out there for as long as they have is going to pick any defense apart. And it really hurt us there today. And a little bit frustrating, specifically to a rookie quarterback. Come on now.
4 touchdowns. 4 touchdowns. One play, I'm not even going to lie. One play, they made Daniel Jones look like the second coming of Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. Like they all had a baby with Michael Vick. And then they just created it. I mean, it was like, what were y'all doing with this dude? He just runs all around and dimps it off. And I'm like, come on, man. We got to be better than this. So you're talking about 4 touchdowns to this guy. And then here's the thing that I noticed, too. The play that they gave, the last play on their last touchdown, they ran that play back to back. Like, what did that tell you? When you come back with the same play, like, yeah, we call it the same play. It's like, dude. Y'all have to be able to understand that at the end of the day, that's not good because they literally ran the same play back to back. Like, oh well, it almost worked, but we can get the pass there. Call it again. Oh, it worked now, and it's like, come on, man. They didn't do themselves no favor. So I'm not going to give the defense too much praise. I personally think that we still got a lot of problems, man. This game showed me a lot, and it makes me nervous about the season even more.
Oh man, already nervous about the season, but at least we are now at 500, 3-3-1. We are no longer the basement of the NFC North. Thank you, Chicago Bears, for taking the L. Much appreciated. It makes me feel a little bit better. I could sleep well tonight knowing that we are not at the basement. Absolutely
Right.
not. Marvin Hall, again, I see Pride Time B talk about Marvin Hall. He is the unspoken hero that kind of came out of nowhere. I like what he brings this team. I truly do. The guy is making a big play, it seems, every single game. I don't know what's going on here. I know other people are saying trade Marvin Jones Jr. because we got Hall. I would say no to that because the reason Hall, I think, is getting open is because he is a number 4 receiver. And he's getting, obviously, not double teamed, and he's fast, speedy, and he can get open. And I think if we was to, say, trade away a Marvin Jones Jr., it would hurt his production.
Yeah, I agree. I think Marvin Hall is like the forgotten receiver, but he won't be forgotten after the day because this is what his 3rd game getting a big catch down the field. So they're going to pay attention to him. You know, they're going to pay attention to him. Make no mistake about it. But right now, he looks like our best deep threat, and that's not saying much for the other receivers. But again, it's what you said, PD. Too much of the play action deep passes, and that's why you're seeing it. Which I'm surprised they be calling play action with the way we run the ball up the gut. Where we going? Run offense is still non-existent.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, I just don't know what they are. I mean, Devil just has to make some kind of adjustment. Run like the Eagles play. Like when I don't remember we handed off to Carry-On, then Carry-On pitched it back to McKissick. Like, get clever. Like, just run. I mean, you can't run that play all the time, but like get a little more clever with what you call. You got to do what you got to do. Like, I remember in 2011 when we couldn't run the ball, so we started running end arounds to Burleson. Is that a stretch to probably go like, oh, we should just run a bunch of end arounds? Yeah, probably. I'm not saying run a bunch of end arounds. I'm just saying add other elements, like just add other elements to the run game.
Right. It's like excuse me. It's like you having a cheese. It's like you getting a burger, and you know that it's going to be good with lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, onions, ketchup, mustard, mayo. You know it's going to be good that way. And when you order it, what they give you is the patty in a cardboard box. And you're trying to figure out where's the rest of my items that's going to make my burger. Like, I like my burgers with A1 steak sauce. Where's the steak sauce on some of these offensive play calls that we're seeing? Because we're not seeing them the way that they should be. And that's where we're drawing a lot of the blanks at for me. Like you said, you point out those good points that there's no different level to how they're doing it. And that's on coaching. That's on culture.
Folks, I see a lot of people talking about trades. As we know, the trade deadline is near on Tuesday. If you guys want to trade, type in T for trade. If you do not want to do a trade, type in hell no, just like Austin. And we'll see from there. I think the Lions are going to make a trade. Now, just depending what type of trade they're going to go for, I do believe they're going to go get a running back. I know that's not what a lot of people want. I know when it comes to the line, you want to get that offensive lineman that open up the hole. But I do feel that Kenyon Drake will be a Detroit Lion in a couple days, and hopefully they can get some pass rush. Maybe Richardson from the Jets. There's a lot of individuals out there. I think there's pass rushers out there to get, and I think it would really help. What do you say, Luke G?
I feel like I feel like it's not necessarily Kenyon Drake. I do think we need to make some trades. I think we need to go ahead and move on from Slay because that's going to get you the most value. I know that there was a lot of fans for the Dallas Cowboys who did not want to see Herschel Walker leave. All those same fans was happy when they took that one player, moved them, and built a dynasty by getting enough players to go on a nice little run. With us, Slade can be that guy. He's our highest valuable pick that we can give up outside of Matthew Stafford. Nobody's going to fetch us more than those two guys. So he has to go. Kenyon Drake, I don't want him because I'm pretty sure he's on the last year of his deal. So now we're going to have to re-sign him. And I'm like, I really don't want to do that. I would prefer that we give up like a pick or something to bring in somebody that can actually help the pass rush, or just simply bring in somebody that can assist on the D line to help with the rotation, and it don't cost you an arm and a leg. I would rather see them go out and I know JGB and a few other people brought this up. Leonard Williams from the Jets, go and get him. I know, go and get a guy like that
Yes, I would like
versus
that.
versus going to get Kenyon Drake, or looking to add a receiver, or or if the Browns, who should be fire selling, see if they give up Benito. Maybe they might feel like they can do it and it may cost you a second, but I don't care. I want the lineman because I'm tired. If you're going to try to do this power run game, then you need guards to make the power run game work. And right now, we don't have it. We're doing musical chairs with Kenny Wiggins and Joe Dow, and those are tails to the defense. And it's just not acceptable in my book. So when it comes to the trade, yes, we should be out there selling and buying at the same time.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think if you're going to look at teams right now for potential individuals we pick up, you're going to look at the Bengals, the Dolphins, the Jets. I think they're sellers, and I think we could probably do good when it comes to compensation and kind of rape them a little bit because they're wanting to get to the worst position. What say you positively? What do you think? Should we make a trade? And what position? Who for? What would you want?
I don't know who. Should we make a trade? Yeah, probably. For who? There's just too many possibilities for me to say who we should trade for. But we definitely, we should definitely make a trade. I think we need a pass rush. Honestly, you can almost argue we need corners, and we need corner. We can almost make that argument that we need corners because our corners did not get the job done today, and they didn't get it done last week either. So Coleman's really good. Melvin's I think
he had a bad day. He had a bad day
that day. Yeah, he gave 2 touchdowns to Slayton. We just need a pass. I would trade for a defensive lineman. I don't know who that defensive lineman would be, or just a pass rush. Maybe not a defensive lineman since we're a 3-4 team, but yeah, that's what I would say.
Or better yet, everybody keep talking about Trent Williams from Washington. What about the other guy, Bo Schaefer? I'd rather take him. I think he's on the last year of his deal, or maybe he's on like an option or whatever. I would rather take him. We need a guard. I need a dog at guard. I need somebody at guard who just disrespects whoever's in front of him. And I would take that over Kenyon Drake. The problem is not the running back. If you get a running back, he needs to be somebody like LaShawn McCoy who can create his own run, i.e. Joe Mixon. We're not going to get Joe Mixon. Why? Because he punched somebody who spit on him. And she happened to be a female. Now, I'm not condoning hitting women, but I'm just saying, you spit on me, I might forget my religion too. So I'm just saying, we need a running back that if you're going to go and trade for a running back, make it somebody who can create their own run with minimum blocking. I don't see too many of those guys. I don't see Kenyon Drake as that guy. I think that we would be better served going for the guard, for like Bo Schaefer. Leonard Williams would be a good one. Heck, I even take a gander at a guy like Jordan Willis. I know he had got released by the Browns and picked up, but I'll see if I can get him for a cheap pick because I think he can still play linebacker and DN. We got to start finding ways to improve the weaknesses versus saying, oh, the weakness is the running back spot. It's not. When you get good blocking, like you saw earlier in the first quarter, Trey Carson looked like he could be the next second coming of a good back. Reminds you like Mark Thompson. But when you don't get good blocking, I don't care who back there. It ain't going to happen.
Oh, for sure.
How do you win in the NFL? It's via trenches, and right now that's where we are lacking. I think looking at the Jets for their pass rusher is good. Also, I think you got Carlos Dunlap from the Bengals that could be on the trade block, as well as Geno Atkins. I think there's some potential individuals there that we could pick up and throw in the middle there, and I think that would definitely be a positive. Now, I see 313 JMO decided to join us, and Usually I don't let people in after we start, but I know JMO was at work. What's going on, JMO?
What's good? What's good?
I barely hear you.
Yeah, I didn't even hear nothing. I heard like the noise.
I can hear you.
But anyway, what's good, y'all?
Go ahead, man.
No, I was gonna say, I heard Luke say this earlier. This game make him more concerned about the Lions than what encouraged or whatever. I agree. For all the Lions fans listening, it's about to be a long season. So, no expectations. Table them. It's gonna be a long season. And I only watch parts of the game, but it's gonna be a long season. Like I'm glad we won by double figures, but our defense is terrible.
And it's just reported by D from Detroit that the Kenyon Drake has just been traded to an unidentified team. I would not be shocked if that unidentified team is the Detroit Lions. This is what I've been talking about. I would not be shocked if that's the case. So get your popcorn ready and get ready for some trades. It's interesting that would happen this quickly right after this occurs. But it says here right now, Detroit Lions actively pursuing a running back trade time now. I think you're going to hear real soon that he is a Detroit Lion. So I'm going to get my Twitter feed up just for you guys, and it occurs because I think that's very possible at this point.
Yeah, see, that does not make me happy.
Last thing. I mean, I like Kenyon. The last thing I'm gonna say is Deshaun Hand being healthy made a big difference. Otherwise, I feel like Saquon probably would have ran all over us, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
And I'm worried about this I'm worried about this defense, and I can't believe it. But it seems like our secondary is getting worse every week. Darius Slay is hurt. Tracy Walker is hurt. Diggs is traded. I don't know what we're gonna do. Austin Bryant still hasn't played yet, so I don't know. But to me, like, this whole season is Stafford or bust because Kerryon is hurt. So we're not gonna have no running game. We're not gonna have no defense. So we're gonna have to hope for another Stafford miracle. But we know how that story ends. Which is why I'm telling Lions fans, be prepared for a long season, y'all.
I mean, but take it a step further though. Take it a step further. What was different between last year and this year? And you know what it was? The difference was you saw Matt Patricia taking. You saw Matt Patricia taking over the defensive play call. He wasn't even on the sidelines because he was trying to get that defense together, and he's not doing that this year because he's not trying to undermine Paulie P. But Paulie P is the problem. We can move on from Paulie P and just go ahead and bring in Quinn from the Falcons because he's getting fired anyway. He getting fired. They just got.
I would love that. Would be nice. I would like Dan Quinn as a defensive.
I'm just saying he getting fired.
The main difference with this year is health on the offense because Stafford was hurt, Kerryon was hurt, Marvin Jones was hurt. We didn't really have an offense last year. Defense was better, but I feel like last year we didn't really have an offense. This year we have an offense. Now we don't have a defense. That's why.
And another thing I noticed about today's game that was different was, guess what, people? We wasn't just stuck in 3-4. We came out in the 4-3 and rushed 4 majority of the time. I have always been a fan of the 4-3, maybe because as a linebacker when I played, I enjoy having the big guys in front so I can pick my gap. But I'm not knocking the 3-4. I think 3-4 is a good defense. But sometimes, this is one of the things that they said. This is what Matt Patricia said. He said, we will never have a base defense. We will change often. Well, guess what? We didn't change often. We changed today, and it slowed down the run attack of the Giants, but they still lit us up. And I want him to start going back, taking over, because I'm waiting on the Falcons to fire Dan Quinn. Soon as they fire Dan Quinn, we need to fire Paul Pasqualoni.
Oh yeah.
And look, I don't think that's gonna occur. We're not gonna fire Pasqualoni because pretty much, in my opinion, he's not the defensive coordinator. He's just the head figure. I think this is more Patricia's defense, and we won this game, so they're not going to do a firing. Now, if they continue to suck and they start losing more, then he will definitely be used as the face to get fired, and that's who they'll blame it on. Absolutely. And look, we need to get more pass rush from that defensive line, and that is the way this defense gets better. Rush, 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 rush. If you don't have that happen and quarterbacks sit there, it doesn't matter who's that quarterback. They're all going to look like Tom Brady and Peyton Manning and the greatest of all times, and that's just the way it is. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Right now, okay, I'm just continuing to be monitoring Twitter just in case we hear the news. But yeah, I think – go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I see some Lions fans in the comments talking about why would we get Kenyon Drake and they don't want Kenyon Drake. I don't know if you've actually watched him play football, but he's a solid player. And the main reason I want Kenyon Drake is a problem that I had with Kerryon. Kerryon has been dropping too many passes, just in general. And Kenyon Drake can catch the ball. So I think we can be able to use him out the backfield a lot more than we were able to use Kerryon. Like, we gave Kerryon his snaps and stuff, but I think his versatility, being able to catch, is really going to help us.
Well, I'm with the rest of the other fans. I don't want Kenyon Drake. I don't think the problem is that. I don't think the problem with us is that running back. It's the fact that we keep calling dives with those guards. That's the problem. Kenyon Drake being able to catch, that's pretty. That's nice.
You wanna run with J.D. McKissick and Carson as your running backs in the NFL?
And don't forget Ty Johnson. Yeah,
that's not a good combination.
It's not. Listen, it's not a matter about it. It's not a matter about it being a good combination. It's the matter of if you're going to be running back by committee, which they are running back by committee. I don't like the fact that we're giving up an asset to bring in a guy that we're going to have to re-sign. Now if you tell me we got him for a 6th or a 7th,
why would we have to re-sign him?
He on the last year of his deal. Last time I checked.
Okay, you have Kerryon next year. You draft a running back. You don't have to re-sign him.
Well, listen, that's what I said. It depends on what they gave up for him. If you telling me we gave up a 6th or a 7th for him, okay, fine. I don't think they gave up a 6th or a 7th for Kenyon Drake.
I just think that his versatility, because we need playmakers at the running back position. Kerryon was one. Ty Johnson is one. J.D. McKissick is Theo Riddick. I'm sorry, but he's faster. And Carson, he's not a playmaker. And I think Kenyon Drake is a playmaker. You can split him out wide if you want to. I like him as a running back. Average 4 yards to carry his career, and he played in Miami. So that's not easy. So
I mean, listen, I feel you. But when you listen, J-Mo, you know how we get down. Keep that same energy when you realize what they gave up for him, because it
depends on what they gave up for him, though. Like, they're not gonna give up nothing higher than a 5th, and I'm fine with giving.
Oh no, Kenyon Drake just got traded to the San Diego Chargers.
Oh, thank you.
The Lions is a man, bro.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Why? That's shocking. What about Melvin then? Where's he going?
Did the Bears lose?
Yeah.
Or did they win?
They lost.
They lost?
Yep.
Hey, Bears, I'm never picking y'all again. Y'all messing up my picking league. But
yeah.
Hey,
you screwed me up,
I took the Chargers. I'm happy I took the Chargers. I don't know how they missed that kick, but I'll take it.
Bro, no. See, my problem was I had the Eagles, Bills, and the Bears, Chargers, and I'm like, one of these games I'm gonna take a risk and just pick a team, and I picked Chicago. Ugh. I knew they was gonna lose too, but I was
Mitchell Trubisky.
Bro, he's
so
trying,
if
bro.
the
Hey, remember what I said, that Mr. Trubisky coming back to the Bears off of injury will be the greatest thing that happened to us, and currently I'm right, because Chase Daniel better than him.
So if the Chargers traded for Kenyon Drake, does that mean that Melvin Gordon is going to get traded? Because that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, to trade for a running back and then Melvin Gordon still on their team. So oh man, I don't know about Melvin Gordon, man. In my opinion, I think if we
I don't want him either.
You're giving up a little bit too much. I think he would cost more.
Yep, I don't want him either. The price is gonna be too much.
Yeah, no, I'm good on Melvin Gordon, bro. I'm sorry. I know he just came back from a holdout, but my man fumbled on the goal line twice in the closing point in the game. I'm good.
I'm definitely worried about that one now, because if for whatever reason, if Kenyon Drake went there, If we traded them, hey, it's definitely going to be for a higher pick, and that will be interesting to see for sure. Definitely will be. It looks like Luke G just.
Y'all, do you guys think we need some safety depth because we don't have no safety? Like Lions
Yeah,
have to
we're
make a trade.
gonna need some safety
to make
depth.
the team
Luke G
better.
is back here. I think we need pass rush. I think that's the number one thing.
Right. So yeah, I think you're right about the pass rush, and I think that I hear a lot of people talking, and everybody is like, "Oh man, we should have passed on T.J. Hawkinson," and I'm like, first of all, who are you taking after Josh Allen was off the board? Who were you taking? Okay, you taking Ed Oliver?
Hey Luke, bro, I said that to somebody on Twitter. I was like, no, I said that in my video. I'm like, Brian Burns has one touchdown and no other stats. Ed Oliver got one sack. Really?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, come on.
Like, I heard people say, "Oh, we could have got Bush." Bush is doing okay, but he's not going to change the outcome of these games. We're just not utilizing our. Yeah, we just not utilizing it. Now, I'm just saying, but to me, Melvin Gordon, another guy who's in a contract year, he's 28, and you're gonna pay more. You're gonna pay more to get him. I'm not taking that bill. I'm not. Sometimes you got to look at some things. Like it's some people, it's some females you gonna meet that you gonna say, I don't mind taking to a nice restaurant, and it's some females you gonna meet that's well deserving of McDonald's. Okay. It just is the way it is. You can't not go out and just spend whatever.
Female analogy, but he's right.
I'm just saying. It's just one of them things. Certain players it's worth that expensive meal. They just are. Like if right now, if Dante Hightower is up for trade.
And the thing, this is why I want the Lions fan to chill on TJ Hawkins. Because what is everybody else doing? What are other tight ends on the team? It's not a player thing. It's a scheme thing. Because nobody's doing anything.
Nope.
Where is do we trade Jesse James? Like, is he on the team?
Right.
I ain't seen him in 3 weeks. The boy, I saw him on a milk carton this morning though. Like Logan Thomas, 1 catch. T.J. Hawkinson, 1 catch, and you can't tell me that don't have nothing to do with Darrell Bevel. And I know our running game is bad, so we had to use T.J. to block a lot. But none of our tight ends are doing anything.
Well, and take it a step further. The scheme is not allowed for our tight ends to be successful the way that they should be. Because even today, you saw they were getting open. He was getting open, But here's the problem: we still wasn't utilizing them to the way that we could have and should have been using them. So to me, when it comes to the trade, I'm glad that Kenyon Drake is not here. I'm glad that did not happen because we're going to have to re-sign him. And if I'm going to have to re-sign somebody, I would rather it be somebody who can actually help in a rotation on a D-line or as a pass rush from the outside linebacker. All the talks about Von Miller, we can dead that. That's not going to happen. We're not getting Von Miller. However, are there other people?
How do you know about the Dave or something?
How do I know? How do I know about Von Miller?
Yeah, you got some info.
Well, no. It's just if you just simply look at his contract and the fact that Bradley Chubb is out, they not finna move on from him. Bradley Chubb got a major injury. They not trying to lose that pressure. So they want to keep that going. And on top of that, keep in mind, if they was going to trade Von Miller, obviously if they was going to trade him and move on from Von Miller, I'm pretty sure Detroit called and offered a significant amount. But they're not going to do it. They already got enough problems going on as it is, and they still refusing to pull the trigger on it. Plus, you got to keep in mind, players do reject it. I mean, it happens where players may reject the trade. We know that the Lions had a trade for Rob Gronkowski, and he told them he'll retire before he go play for anybody else. So it happens. I think the Von Miller thing is dead. Now, I know people brought up names like Hassan Reddick. Maybe that's possible. Patrick Peterson, possible. But the truth is, the Lions need to look for people who can help in rotation or come in and have immediate impact in some type of way where they can win a one-on-one. Thank God it's not Kenyon Drake.
Folks, we have 110 in the chat and 71 likes. Let's get that 71 likes all the way to 110. That would be fantastic. so this video could get out there. So get out there. And there's also rumors saying that Kenyon Drake went to the Tennessee Titans. So rumors are just flying. Nothing's confirmed yet. We'll find out here shortly at some point. But yeah, I want pass rush, and I think a little more pass rush. I think that's what this team needs.
Okay, let me ask you this, Mike.
Yes.
Will that fix the defense? Because I think our defensive problems are deeper than just getting pressure.
It's not going to fix everything.
Philosophical. I don't know what happened to the team, but we got a philosophical problem with our defense right now. Because they were looking so well earlier in the season, but it's like after that Chiefs game, even though the Packers only scored like 22, I just feel like our defense has been gradually worse after that game, and I don't really know why that is.
No, you're right. It's not gonna fix everything, but I do feel bosses. I do feel it would help out. Look, these quarterbacks just sitting back there picking us apart. We gotta get some help on that defensive line or pass rush a linebacker, something that can go after the quarterback. You win via trenches, and right now our trenches seem to be a little bit weaker for this team. 31st ranked defense in yards allowed, absolutely. And you just got. Is it going to fix everything? Hell no, it's not. It's definitely not going to fix everything, but it will help.
Well,
I do feel it will help.
John Hand coming back was huge. It was a couple times he kept Saquon from killing us. So,
yep.
And I see William Edmonds. He says, "I don't think I agree, DSA. I believe Melvin Gordon can create his own space, catch the ball, finish his runs. He held out for a season. He wanted out, but then you're gonna have to pay him like a top tier running back, and you still got to pay Kenny Galladay."
Well, I think about Melvin Gordon a little bit different than everyone else. To me, I'm gonna be honest. It's more of I don't trust him. I don't think he'll be productive, and it's not because he hasn't been a good running back his entire career. It's just the shape he came back to the Chargers in. I don't want to bring that to my team. I just don't. I'm very, very wary about bringing him here after the way that he's been playing. It ain't a fluke. He's been playing like this the last few weeks. So I don't want to bring that here. Change of scenery could help, but I'm concerned about how good he is right now. I don't know if he's the Melvin Gordon of old. I think he's something else going on, and then the contract on top of that.
But I'm looking at it from a different standpoint. We keep acting like the running back is going to fix the problem. The problem is
we got a super chat here, $2 from Melamo. Alex Collins, maybe answer that for him, Luke G. Go ahead. And first off, thank you for the super chat. Absolutely fantastic. I will definitely put it back into my channel. Now go on with the Alex Collins there, Luke.
Listen, first of all, this is what I'm talking about. You can go out and get other players that can do what you need them to do, and it's not going to cost you an asset. Just how like they traded Diggs. Okay, we was upset. They brought in Mark Gilchrist, and guess what? Came to a conclusion. Yeah, he ain't gonna be done. Got rid of him. It doesn't hurt the team. You can do the same thing with Alex Collins. And he's going to be able to run it hard up the middle like you want to, and it don't cost you something. And if it don't work, boom, he's out of here. It's not hard. But going out and trying to trade for a running back is going to cost you a nice draft pick, and on top of costing you a draft pick, you're going to have to re-sign. It's just too much, in my opinion. It's way too much.
Who started that safety today?
It was Tracy Walker. And it was Tavon Wilson who started that safety, and then they just rotated Wilson with Harris in.
And on what the player you just talking about? Alex Collins. Oh, if you my day one fans know I love Alex Collins. When he was playing for the Ravens, he was great. I still don't know why they got rid of him, obviously, but he's a good running back. So if we want to bring him in, I'm all for it. I like him.
And just PD, you still with us?
I am still here, yes.
PD, even you can because PD's the numbers guy. PD stay on top of the numbers. When you look at this team and this scheme with this team, PD, have you not noticed that most of the bad runs are coming because we just refusing to just simply run outside?
Oh, absolutely. Like the run game, like we're it's not. I mean, honestly, I think the problem's deeper than just running outside. We're not creative with the run game. Like we don't do anything. Like everyone probably knows how to defend this run game at this point. Like I mean, that would certainly help if we ran more of the outside, but I think it's even deeper. I think there's certain deeper problems than that.
Right. And I see Rocco P say, why trade Slade when we got problems on defense all around? Because you get the most in return for him. A guy who's already clearly not really wanting to be here as it is. And after this year, he got 1 year on his contract. And when he hits that 1 year on his contract, you're going to lose value in the trade for trying to trade him next year. This year, he's going to pull, and I really believe he's going to do this, he's going to pull the same stunt that a lot of people pull on the Detroit Lions, and that's act like they hurt until they get to their new team, and now they healthy.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they do. They act like they hurt until they healthy.
You talking about Slay?
No, I'm talking about Slay. Yeah, I'm talking about he gonna do it. But you know what could be worse though? It could be even worse because while we had to try to trade, let me make a trade offer to the chat. Can y'all trade me some thumbs up, and I'll make sure that we gonna keep this great content coming? Because the one thing for us is being able to get this video in circulation, and I want to make sure that we can do that, and that's how you guys can help us out the best by make sure you hit that like button and subscribing to everyone.
You remember I told you guys like I picked the chance game with the Bears, so I just found out. Y'all know I don't know the Eagles won. I knew they was going. But I was gonna say I'm not trading Slay until we get another elite cornerback. So if you want to trade Slade, you got to bring somebody else in.
Well, I'll tell you like this. Sometimes, and I know this is not going to be the popular opinion. You got it. Sometimes it's better to sell when you got the best asset. It's even with the housing market. You may not want to sell right then and there, but you like, dang, this is going to be the highest price I'm going to get for this house. Slade right now is worth something. You hold on to him until next season, and he turn around and refuse to play, you're going to lose value.
Yeah, but when I'm looking, I mean, there's tons of teams that need corners, but my thing is, it's not a lot of teams that have what we want that probably will want Slade. Because if I think about Kansas City, what are we going to get from them? Hopefully we don't trade him to that NFC because, oh, my gosh. And then you look at like some of these other teams that don't got corner depth. I know the Ravens just got Marcus Peters, but all of our trade partners, because like, I'm not trying to trade for picks. I'm done with that. We need players. That's just the way I think. I'm not trying to trade him for a couple first. Well, if we get a couple first, I'll take it. But I'm not trading him for any. We need players, not picks. So we can get a elite O lineman for Slade, then yeah.
That may be the case, but if you tell me we can get a second round pick for Slade, I'm telling you, you pull the trigger, pull it. He finna be 29 with 1 year left on his contract. What are we going to keep him for? And then he turn around next year and hold out. Then what? He held out this year with 2 years on his contract. You know he holding out next year.
Well, I think if you go even further and hold out training camp, is that?
My thing is, if you trade him, the team got worse, and then you get a second round pick. It's like throwing the season away. That's what I say. You need a replacement. You got to make your team better, even with trade. So if you trade him for a second, how are we gonna make this team better this year?
Listen, the truth is this: the Lions need help. It is what it is. They need help, and they got to do their part. They got to finish out 9-1 or 8-2. All right. Now let's say they do that. They need for the Vikings to start taking some L's, and for the Packers to start taking some L's, and for the Seahawks to start taking some L's. Okay? That's a lot of things that need to happen for them. If you look up right now and you got a chance to get some assets for a player who's going to guarantee he's going to hold out. If he held out with 2 years on his contract, imagine how he going to act well 1. You got to be able to take that and move on, in my opinion.
Now, Boss, as a mother effer, says, what about Xavier Howard from Miami, Mr. Micro Mike? Depending on what it would take to acquire him, I think that's something that you can look into. That will be depending on if they're wanting to get rid of Darius Slay. If they decide to move on from Darius Slay and they can get, say, a second-round pick for him and get something a little cheaper for Howard, I think that would be a smart move. I think it would be difficult, but I think it'd be a smart move in that
Well,
sense.
you're going to have to pay Howard too.
Yeah, I know.
I would say go for Howard regardless. He's young, nice player. Stretcher could use him. He's very versatile. I say go for him regardless. Because I like him as a player.
Yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but I believe in being wise with the money you have. I don't believe in blowing money on dumb stuff. And if you're gonna tell me that I got a chance to sell something that I know for a fact is not gonna be here, and I know I can pick up assets, whether it be players or picks, I'm doing it. Now, if you telling me that, oh, we're trading him for a fifth, let him sit here and pout and let him sit out a year and put the pressure on him. But if you're telling me we can get anywhere between, I mean, first of all, if a team call right now and say first, I'm probably telling them, so hurry up and get it in. I don't even want you to rethink about it. Just get he gone. First round pick, bye. Second round pick, bye. Third round pick, bye. I don't listen. I'm telling you.
Third is be hard for me.
Man, he's not. Listen, his value is going down. He has been hurt way too much, and he does not want to be here. And teams know that.
Yeah, but I disagree with you. I think you're the only one that think his value is going down because around the league, Slay is heralded as top 3, no debate.
Facts.
I think his value is as high as it's ever been. Regardless of his injuries, his value is extremely high right now. So, and like I said, I'm not moving him without a replacement. You move Slay, who's gonna play corner?
Listen, if this team, you have to ask yourself this question, okay? Everything you said, I ain't even argue with you, right? However, you got a player who is openly on Twitter and in the media telling us he don't even care if he get traded at this time. Nobody say he going off. He just held out with 2 years on his contract. You think somebody's going to come in and offer up an extremely high draft pick for a dude that's disgruntled and wants out? No. They're going to play. They're going to roll the dice and be like, bruh. Go ahead.
Bruh, I'm telling you, it's a lot of teams that need cornerbacks. If you threw Darius Slay in front of some of these teams, they would take him in a heartbeat.
But for what price, though? What price?
I'm just saying, are you really going to sacrifice the season just to get Darius Slay on a good deal?
The season may already be over. Let's be honest. The season may already be over.
But if you get rid of Slay without a replacement, the season is over. And I'm not about to sacrifice the season just to get a better pick when I still can get something for him.
All right, let me switch gears with you then, right? Everybody wants to be with Halle Berry, I don't know, whoever the hot chick is. Rihanna. Everybody wants to be with a Rihanna. That don't mean they're gonna get a fair shot. My point is this. If you have to understand something, just take the love for the player out, J-Mo. Let's say right now you got a car. And the car that you get is a bunch of garbage. It's a bunch of garbage. And a guy comes along and like, hey, I ain't in no hurry to sell the car. He comes along and be like, man, this car piece of crap, I give you $500. You like, nah. But another guy comes along, he offers you a couple $1,000, you gonna say, yeah, right? But let's just say to ourselves that the guy who shows
what if I don't got a car after that?
But that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you have to take the best value for what you can get at that point. You don't have to necessarily have the backup asset there. You can go and pick them up. What do we bring Amani Warrior in for? Time for people to step up. I feel you, but it's time for people to step up. And at the end of the day, I feel you. But in the case of Darius Slay, he's hurt. And if you can trade Darius Slay and get more value from him, take the trade.
Mike, PD, what y'all think about this? Because I'm not giving up Slay without a replacement.
If we're to give up Darius Slay, I want to get equal compensation back. And that would require, in my opinion, if we were to give up a Darius Slay, I would like to get a defensive lineman that would be equal value, or to give up a high pick. I'm not going to give him up for a third-round pick. I want something back then you could turn around if you wanted to get an Xavier Howard or another player like a Patrick Peterson or something in there. Do that. But right now we're 3-3-1. It's looking very hard for us to get into the postseason. So you have to critically think if you are Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia. Do you believe if you got rid of Darius Slay and just got picks, are you going to win more games? Are you going to make the postseason? Probably not. But then you got to wonder, even if he's here, are you going to make the postseason? You have a little bit better chance. Are you willing to risk that and play roulette? A Russian roulette right there for that. Trade Slay for Tease Tabor. That's funny. So, look, if we're trading Slay, I want compensation to equal value of Slay. And that would be my opinion. If we're trading away him, it better be a better damn trade than the one we did with Quandre Diggs. If we're just getting rid of him to get rid of him, then I'll be pissed off.
But it doesn't make sense, man. The thing that we're losing sight of is we're falling in love with the player. Fall in love with football first. Let your football mind tell you that this makes more sense. Because guess what's going to happen? The same thing that happened with Sue. Out the door, we got nothing in return. Nothing to show for it. And we end up having to preach and pray to bring in old timers and try to find a D tackle. Slay has a value right now. You know, what you basically saying is, I don't care if the girl cheated on me. I love her. No, love ain't got nothing to do with this. You sleeping with other dudes. You got to go. Give him the boot. And his loyalty is not there no more. He's over it. He's over it.
A trade proposal is just taking place. Boss is a mother effer 21 says Slay for Micro Mike. I think I would like that trade personally.
That's an amazing trade. Personally, it's a very good trade.
I'm good on that trade, bro.
Oh man, J Mo, you out cold, bro.
Hey, let me say this real fast. Okay. No, let me say this real fast. The defense has struggled these last two games. I'm not disputing that. And I even criticized them earlier in the show. But this is still the same secondary that held Patrick Mahomes to 0 touchdown passes without Slay. So it's not. I don't think it's the end. I'm at this point. I don't think it's the end of the world if we lose him. I mean, if we lose him, it's honestly whatever we do with him. I'm just meh. Like I can live with him and without him. That's kind of
dude, if you get Slade traded without a replacement, look in the division. We're gonna cover Devontae Adams now. We're gonna cover the receivers in Minnesota now. We don't have to worry about that other team.
Well, hold on. Wait a minute.
It's about matchup. I'm not giving up Slade. You need a replacement.
I don't
need somebody to cover these elite guys.
Man, listen. What you don't understand is
trade Kerryon without a replacement. You don't trade, Marvin Jones without a replacement.
But you're not understanding that Slay's already checked out, J Mo. He's already checked out.
Him checking out. I don't care about that. He can go, but I'm not getting rid of him because his panties is in a bunch and I'm about to throw away the season. No.
What do you think Slay's trade value is right now? What do you think they can get for him right now, realistically?
They could get a first or a second.
Okay. Hey, listen. I ain't saying nothing.
Traded for a first. Minkah Fitzpatrick got traded for a first. Come on, he can't hold Slay jockstrap.
Yeah, but how old is Mitch? How old is Fitzpatrick? How old is he?
Slay 28, bro, in his prime.
I ain't asked you Slay age. I said how old is Fitzpatrick?
I don't know how old Minkah is, but that don't mean he's worth a first over Slay being worth.
But is he 28?
I think
he's not 28.
He might not ever be as good as Slay. And the Steelers gave up a first for him. Slay definitely could get traded for a first. Come on.
Okay. All right.
We're out here getting traded for first. Come on,
man. Okay.
Folks, we have 119 watching right now and 83 thumbs up. Let's get that all the way up.
Absolutely.
Past the hundo, please. Let's get her done. I see we got 3 thumbs down as well. Much appreciated to you there.
Yep.
Look, man, and crystal subject, you crazy. It's all speculation. We don't know what's going on, but we will find out in a couple days. Absolutely will what's going to take place. because the trade deadline is at Tuesday, I think 4 p.m. Eastern
Yep,
time.
Tuesday, 4 p.m.
And I will be live for it as long as I am here, because I am curious to see what in the hell is going to take place, because I think a lot of stuff's going to take place. But go ahead. You said, well, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, at least we know a trade will happen because we won the game. So we will get somebody.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Slade getting traded. You might as well get, people need to go ahead and accept it.
Too. No,
yeah,
Bob Quinn. No, I don't get. I know Bob Quinn is. No, he's gone. I know he's gone, but
yeah, he's out of here. So,
okay,
but
man,
the question becomes, what is the value?
Look like the 2012 Lions. Don't say I ain't tell you.
Well, my thing is this. You know, we've had Slade on the field, and we tied with the Cardinals. So, you know, we. I'm just listen. We could blame whatever we want. That rookie quarterback threw the ball, and we can go to the Chargers game. We can go to the Chargers game. 13-10.
And who won us the Chargers game?
Bro, Slade got beat up the entire game until the quarterback threw it in double coverage.
Answer the question. Who won us the Chargers game?
That's
okay.
Great.
Okay. Darius Slay interception. Hold on, wait a minute. Darius Slay interception gave us the ball back to win the game. Yay.
Yeah.
Yay. 13-10. We so hyped. 13-10.
They supposed to win games. What are you talking? Like, stop trying to underplay his win, bro. Like, stop.
I'm not trying to underplay him. I'm telling you, this team.
13-10. Wow.
This team.
The score don't matter.
The score do matter. It absolutely matters. And you know what else matters? How they win the game matters too. And you know why that matters? Because I told people off rip, the way that Stafford played that game, if he play like that again, we won't win. It does matter. Just because they win the game, it doesn't mean if you watch today's game and was satisfied with what you saw performance-wise, then that's a problem.
I don't know. Slade didn't play today. I'm talking about Slade.
Okay, we're talking about Slade. You went to the score, and when you went to the score, I can show 1,000 examples of why the score.
Game, but you brought up his first game. But if Slade don't get that interception, we go into overtime.
Let me ask you a question.
This is getting a little bit out of hand, man. It's getting a little bit out of hand here.
True.
It's time to change the subject here, and here's some stats for you. Matthew Stafford did not throw an incompletion in the second half. He was 12 for 12, 148 yards, 2 touchdowns, a quarterback rating of 157.6.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's real good. That's good.
I'm tired.
Yeah, honestly, y'all gonna hate me, but I'm not giving Stafford no credit for that. Giants defense is trash. No, should have scored more. But good job.
Got 31 points with no run game. Oh, I guess one of the touchdowns came from the defense, but no run.
But yeah, he threw that interception. No, we should have had more points.
Well, that interception was awful. But
the funny thing is, I knew he was gonna throw an interception in this game because these are type of teams he throws picks against. I knew he was gonna throw a pick. I'm just mad it was on the first drive or the second drive. I can't remember.
Take that touchdown away.
Elwormy says, I'm happy as F with a win, no matter the score. Hey, a win is a win, and I can sleep better tonight knowing that Pink Slip Monday is not going to occur, because if we would have lost this game, it would have been Pink Slip Monday. And
absolutely.
I would be talking about firings, but at least we're not talking about that. We're talking about wins. And it's good. It's good to get a win. It feels good. We lost 3 straight, and now we get a W.
It feel good.
It feels good. The Raiders
feel good, but we could easily lose next week.
We could.
The Raiders are a good football team right now, and they beating the Texans right now. Like this team is not, bro. Like they not. And they at home. Like,
when we talk about the Detroit Lions, we play down to the competition or up to the competition. So no matter what, we're going to be in the game. It could be against a really good team or a really bad team. It's going to be a cardiac cath game no matter what. Yes, we definitely could lose. We can definitely win. But I just got to take the win right now. We got to win. It's been 3 weeks of straight losses. It's good to be on and not taking an L and taking a W.
Right. Yeah. They made it. They made it in such a way that now we got to go 7-2. Or 8-1. It starts here.
Yeah, I don't mean to sound like a downer, but I already expected us to beat the Giants. When I say I literally acted like they wasn't on the schedule, I knew we were gonna beat them.
That's how I
worried
feel.
about going 7-2. Like I was like the Giants are irrelevant. We're just too much for the Giants, and we're gonna beat them. It's about.
No, I'm
beating
not
the
gonna say
Raiders.
that.
The Raiders
I'm
is the
definitely
game.
not gonna say that.
Well, I thought we were too much for the Giants going into it, and we were too much. But
I mean, take away that defensive touchdown, we lose 26-24, and I know shoulda, woulda, coulda don't count and nothing but horseshoes. But I'm just saying.
Holiday fumble and they don't get no point. You can do that all day.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But that's on Kenny Galladay. You're basically talking about what I'm pointing out. The Lions are hurting themselves in a lot of ways, and I'm just pointing out that this game was closer than it looked. It shouldn't have been close in the first place.
Folks, I see that we got 115 in the chat. So close to 100. Let's get that 1 to 100 in there. That will make me satisfied and end the day on a positive note with a W and past 100. So if you're a down vote, I see 5. Let's change that to an up vote. Come on now. One pride or don't ride. We are all in this together, and I would like to get in there to the 100 column.
Yeah. Absolutely. Even when you hear me and J-Mo up here debating, we are not arguing. This is a discussion. It's a difference. It's still one pride. It's still one pride. Trust me. So make sure y'all hit those likes, man, and make sure that y'all go and subscribe to the members of the DSA so y'all can be a part of the table. We got PD on, a.k.a. Positivity Detroit 9071. He in the building. We got 313 J-Mo on. He in the building. We got Noble Sports Entertainment. He's been Father of the Year right now. Okay, we got Nomis J. He's a member. Go and subscribe to everybody. Detroit Drew, CA3 Sports Talk, The Big Take. Don't leave out nobody, man. I'm telling you, because it's a lot going on. Maybe you don't want to talk about football. We got basketball shows. You're going to want to be a part of it. You want to hit that notification bell and that subscriber button for each member. So that way, everybody, and I do mean everybody, can get you what you want in your Detroit sports world.
Hashtag facts. And
can I just say, look, I don't know how Luke will feel about this. We all know stats never ever tell the full story. We all know stats don't tell the full story. I want to be positive about this game. Like we're all being it's just the Giants, but let's be a little positive. Like we only gave up 80 rushing yards. That's a step in the right direction. And we only gave up 3.3 yards per carry. So it's a step. We made steps in certain ways in this game. I don't think it's against the Giants, but it's not. We don't need to downplay it. It's something to build off of. We haven't had something to build off of in 3 weeks, and we finally have something to build off of. So I
mean,
and the Chicago Bears.
I love you, PD, but Daniel Jones had 4 touchdowns.
Man, do you talk to him? I mean, listen, I'm not knocking him.
Look, bro. Look, I understand. If we didn't stop Saquon, but we didn't hold them to 3.3, we would have lost for sure. So I'm with you there. But Daniel Jones was out there if we wasn't sacking Daniel Jones, he was looking like a prime Eli Manning. Yeah, I said a prime Eli Manning. Bruh.
No, you're right.
Balling.
Yeah, he was balling. Yeah, but guys, we have some. It's something to build off of if you're this team. And will Derek Carr come and slice us up next week? It's very possible. But you know what? Mahomes kind of sliced us up, but he didn't really slice us up. Rivers didn't really slice. I mean, Rivers didn't slice us up. It's not hopeless on defense yet. We've had that, we're up and down right now, honestly. And we've been very down these last couple
I agree with you there. It's just this game didn't give me any type of confidence as a Lions fan because the Raiders look like a good team, and then we got we got the Bears, but it didn't give me any confidence because of the way that the game went. We got all the momentum. Holiday fumble, classic Lions. We got all the momentum. They score a garbage time touchdown and then gets the. It's just a lot of small things that I'm seeing while I'm watching the game. I just don't like this team right now. I know I had us going 11-5 or whatever, but then we got 2 games stolen from us, and that was the season. But I'm just looking at Stafford ball out. That's really what it is.
I mean, but it's also the fact that we can look at this game and see some flaws that are still not being fixed. And our next 2 games is on the road, so we're traveling the next 2 games. We're not taking care of home the way we're supposed to. I'm up here looking at the 49ers and Panthers game. I'm finna turn it's halftime. It's 27-3. We need to start doing that, putting teams away before the half.
Wait, the Packers are up 27-3?
No, 49ers.
49ers.
Oh,
49ers and Panthers.
Oh, Panthers. I thought you said Packers.
No, the Panthers. The 49ers and the Panthers. They have 27-3. And we're not doing this. We're not taking care of home field.
Well, that's not what we are. And us complaining about it's not going to change it. It just
Facts.
We are
Facts.
what we are. We are
Facts.
who we thought they were.
And Mike, I don't like that. That's not what we are. Us complaining about it. So we're not a good football team. That's not what we are. And us complaining about it ain't gonna do nothing. That's basically what you just said.
Yeah.
There's nothing that I can do to make the.
We have to demand more from this
I
team.
know
when
we have to.
Yeah.
Your quarterback is playing like an MVP, and we got 3 wins. No, unacceptable.
I understand that, but it is what it is. There's nothing I can magically do with a wand to make it better. It is what it is.
Yeah, and you're right.
I could sit there and get angry about it and get upset and go crazy. But at the end of the day, I'm losing my hair. I don't want to lose my hair over this.
No.
Why am I going to get mad about it? There's nothing that I can personally do about it.
And you know what? It's funny because, like I said, I know for a fact that when it comes to this Lions team, we have been very objective about what we see. You know what I'm saying? J-Mo's telling you, okay, it's not a good team. He's telling you that, and we both had the Lions going 11-5. We both had that.
I put myself on a limb this year. That's why I'm pissed.
Right, because your expectations were high.
Myself on the limb. I've never seen a season in Stafford's career where he's playing this well and we're this bad. It doesn't make sense. And y'all wanted to blame him from everything last year because he didn't have his best year. It don't make sense. It's coaching, it's injuries, it's a lot of things, but this team got problems, man. And the only reason I'm so down is because I know, man. I know what this team is about. We the type of team to go lose to the Raiders and then win the next 3 games and then lose again. That's the type of team
that's that word consistency that we got to look for. We have not had consistency in years. I think we had our first back-to-back wins for a long time when it came to the Chargers and the Eagles, if I'm not mistaken. But we ain't been consistent enough for us to get excited. And I don't blame anybody who believes otherwise. But I also look at it and I say this. I need Matt Patricia to do what he did last year. Go over there, talk to your defense, and you drop the scheme. I can't watch this stuff no more. I can't. It's something different about him just being full-time head coach versus going over there and talking to the defense. This is not the same looking defense from last year that finished the season out. And we got more talent.
Yeah.
I got a question for y'all. How did we get our sacks? Was it by pressure or was it by blitzing? Because I didn't see.
Blitz.
Yeah, blitz.
So Trey Flowers got sacks off of blitz.
Well, Trey Flowers, they did blitz, but Trey Flowers did a very beautiful pass rush move, where he beat the guy on a 1-on-1 and got the sack. But we got another sack on a blitz, so and
then Trey Flowers knocked the ball out of Daniels' hand. It wasn't considered a sack, I don't believe, but that was one-on-one battle. He beat him.
It says he had 2 sacks, Trey Flowers.
Yeah, he had
maybe you talking about when Kennard scored or whatever?
No. He what happened was they blitzed, and when they blitzed, Daniels went to step up, he fell, and Trey Flowers touched him. So they gave him the sack. The one sack that he got, he just did a very good pass rush move on Nate's shoulders, made him look real foolish, and got home and got the sack. So, that's what we saw happen.
Yeah, he definitely played a little bit better, and I think having a hand in there helped out a little bit, a little less double coverage. But he played better, and it was good to see because we paid this guy a lot of money. Folks, we have 103 in the chat. I want to get to 100 likes. Please, if you have not hit that now. Let's get me past 100. I see 6 down likes. Come on now. We all won pride. If we're all in this bad boy together, let's get those likes up, man. Let's get those likes up.
Let me appeal to their better half. If you gave a down like because you didn't like the idea that we thought that Darius Slay should be traded, I can understand that. If you gave us a down like because you didn't like that we was just, giving the Lions the business in terms of saying that, hey, we got work to be done, I can understand that. But hopefully you can respect our ability to be objective and not be just typical fanboys and just simply just say what you want to hear. And if that's the case, those people in the chat who gave a thumbs up, give a thumbs up in the chat. So maybe that those who gave a thumbs down can feel the love and change their mind. Let the spirit of joy and one pride run through them. And if that doesn't work, then we're just going to pray for them. Oh, well, it is what it is. Appreciate you for coming and putting that in there.
The funny part is, I think they got some downlights because apparently we gas you up. That's what the haters want to say. Haters want to say we gas Lions fans up. We don't. We start being realistic, and they like, dang, man, I couldn't get my daily dose of the gassing me up. Y'all telling me the Lions is an average team? No, I don't like this. Yes, guys, we're an average team. That's what our record says.
Hey, man, sometimes, look, when it comes to this YouTube game, there's a lot of people that, there's competition in there. And sometimes, if you're not doing too well, you tend to get fairly angry at other people. And that's just kind of the way it is. And it's no big deal. It's really no big deal. It is what it is. It is what it is, man. But with that said, folks, we've been on for 1 hour and 32 minutes. I want to go ahead and give the last words to the folks in there, and I will send it to you positively. What do you got to say?
Well, of course, we thank you all for tuning in with us. Like, it really does mean the world. I don't really ever know how to put it into proper words because it really does mean a lot. It really means a lot for you all to come and watch us talk about the Lions. And you're all the champs, and we got a dub. Look, it wasn't the greatest win. I'm happy with the win. Obviously, I hope they clean certain things up, but we got a dub. If we lose to the Raiders, then we'll be mad if they lose to the Raiders next week. But we got a dub, and let's be happy for today, and then we'll get back going when we get to the Raiders. But thank you all so much for tuning in, though, and just believe in your Lions. Believe. That's what I'll say. Believe.
Tomorrow, Above the Rim is 8 p.m. Eastern time. I'm sure it will be on Detroit Drew's channel. So make sure to jump in on that if you are a Pistons fanatic. J-Mo, what do you got to say to the folks?
General View, shout out to General View in the chat. He asked if would Stafford be in the MVP conversation if we had a winning record. Technically, we have a winning record, and I think Stafford is in the MVP conversation. I'm going to tell you one reason why. Stafford wasn't playing as well as we played. We probably had one win. Even though in the 2 games we won, well, one of the games that we won, he didn't play his best. But if he played any worse, we might be, tanking for Tua. So, and then, his numbers look good, whatever. But besides that, if you guys haven't watched any of my videos for my Pistons fans, I got some videos on Luke Kennard and how the season is going. I got more stuff dropping. But with the Lions today, I was disappointed in a lot of areas because I felt like whenever we had that momentum that puts a team down, give you that 27-3 blowout, we always had a mental mistake. Whether it was a penalty, whether it was a random fumble, whether it was a sack, it always happened, and I feel like we never could put our foot on their neck, or whether it was on the defensive end, giving up a big play or having a penalty. Regardless, We won the game. I expected us to win the game. And to me, as I've been saying since 3 weeks ago when we played the Packers, I said this 3 weeks ago, this Raiders game is the game of the season. We lose this game, we done. We win this game, it's fair game, and let's see what happens. And the Raiders are not scrubs. Now we can make them look like scrubs, but that's a good football team. It's gonna be tough, and I think we can do it. But this Raiders game is going to decide everything for us. I feel like so.
And of course,
the
field general, the general himself, Luke G, the man, the myth, the legend. People make fake accounts just for him. Luke G, what do you got to say to the folks?
Hey, man, first, shout out to all you guys who came into the chat, man, and rock with us and showed us this great deal of support. We do appreciate it. Make sure that on your way out, you hit that subscribe button, that like, and that notification bell so you can be a part of the show more with us, man. We have a lot of things going on, and we want y'all to make sure that y'all here. Shout out to Embryo, where he says, good podcast, love from the New Jersey. Appreciate that. And as always, I like to leave it with a very good note. When you hear those doubts creep into your mind and that whisper that tell you that you can't do it, remind yourself that you've already done it. And whatever can't be done, if it couldn't be done by you, then chances is it was never possible. That is how you see yourself in greatness. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, don't be no chump. Make sure you subscribe to all the members of the DSA. And please do your research.
We got the W. Yay. We have issues. Oh, no. But we're going to keep going. Great. On Tuesday, I am definitely doing a live stream for the trade deadline. Jump back on here so we can see what our Lions are going to do and other teams around the league, see what's taking place. Also, again, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern time, Above the Rim. And subscribe to the DSA because that's what we're all about. If you got fake accounts, I appreciate you. That's really funny. With that said, folks, the Lions got the dub. Time to look forward to next week. Adios.